Hey guys, this is Keiko's Reacts, and today I'm going to present you with the 5th console installment of this franchise, the most anticipated game of 2012, a game that was supposed to leave many people stunned and with their mouths agape, but it didn't. Assassin's Creed 3. I suppose we better get right to it then.
Used to be when people talked about the end of the world, we locked them up, or laughed them off. Sometimes both. But we never took them seriously. Maybe we should have. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Better to start at the beginning, with the abduction of Desmond Miles, my son. This boy had no ambition, no direction, no plans for the future. What he did have was a heritage, one he chose to deny. It nearly cost him his life. He was captured and imprisoned. Those who took him believed he could help them find something. The apple. One of several artifacts we call Pieces of Eden. Bits of ancient technology scattered across the globe. Some hidden, some found, all of them dangerous. Most are held by a single group, the same group that now had Desmond. You know them as Abstergo Industries. We know them as the Templars. As the enemy. We've been fighting them for thousands of years. Even longer if you believe the stories of their origins. I do. After all, I've seen the truth. That's the beauty and the horror of the Animus. A device that allows us to enter and experience the lives of our ancestors. It holds the power to change everything, to show us history the way it really happened. Up until its creation, to the victor went the spoils, went the truth. We're trying to fix that, to free minds and bodies both. But there's only so much that we can do, and the Templars have the upper hand these days. But something larger than the Assassins and Templars is approaching, bigger than all of us. And if we can't find a way to stop it, these next few weeks will probably be our last. Everyone's last. In the end, it all comes down to him. To Desmond. Through the Animus, he discovered his heritage, explored the lives of his ancestors, and uncovered their secrets. When that was done, he trained. He used another ancestor to provide decades of experience in the span of a few days. It worked. We think. We hope. Soon, though, soon we'll know. That ominous date fast approaches, December 21st, 2012. None of us knows what it'll bring, only that this is where they want us to be, when it does. They've been guiding us in their own fractured, frustrating way. These voices from the first civilization, the ones who came before, a precursor race of immense power and uncertain motives. They're the ones who made the Pieces of Eden. This is where they've led him, and through him, us. He stands at the entrance to this long-lost place, armed with the knowledge of Altair and the abilities of Ezio. He holds in his hands the Apple of Eden, and we stand at his side, ready to support him however we can. His name is Desmond Miles, and he has brought us to the end. We're here. Let's go.
another moment, down went Alice after it, never once considering how in the world she was to get out again.
I think we're here.
Well, looks like we're not going back now. Another thing I'd like to mention about the subtitles is that sometimes they add awkward pauses and emphasis, even though that's not what they do in the actual dialogue. It's a little insignificant, but it still annoys me to no end.
Key. You must find the key.
Son?
Sir. Here we go again.
Desmond?
Do you hear us?
Yeah. What happened?
The temple triggered a bleeding effect. You collapsed and entered into a fugue state.
So naturally, you dropped me into the Animus instead of, I don't know, making sure I was okay?
You weren't in any danger. Besides, the temple appeared to be communicating with you, and I didn't want to risk severing the connection. At least not until we knew what it wanted.
Right. Of course.
Son,
No, it's fine. I get it. And I know what I'm looking for, by the way. It's a key. Just no idea where it is, though. I guess that's why she triggered the bleeding effect.
She?
Juno, Dad. She's talking to me.
Okay, Desmond. While you were, visiting Constantinople, we picked up a software update for the Animus. I'd like to run a couple of quick tests, make sure there aren't any major issues.
All right. What do you need me to do?
We'll start simple. Walk to the marker over there.
Alright, here I walk around in a circle and run around in a circle a couple times to show you that this game's running is as clunky as it looks. Part of the software update to the Animus that Rebecca mentioned includes an adaptation of the old Anvil physics engine known as Anvil Next. And with an adaptation in the physics engine comes a tweak in the controls.
Okay, Desmond. Let's practice climbing on these objects.
Climbing, for example, feels more tethered, more artificial, I guess. It's hard to deviate from a climbing path once you're already on it. And techniques like the climb leap that I'm about to show here, it's not really a technique, it's just a regular climbing move. And other techniques like the wall jump and the catchback that we learned in previous Assassin's Creed games won't be applied much in this game because you can't really deviate from a climbing path.
Free run your way through this little obstacle course.
Free running is the worst thing about this game. It is all mapped to the right trigger and the left stick. You don't use the A button to jump anywhere. It just fixes you on this path, just like climbing does. As such, free running is very clunky, and it feels effortless and unrewarding.
That's a constraint. These are optional objectives that raise your synchronization rate. Alright, Desmond, follow the on-screen instructions and kill the 2 Templars.
Targeting is very different as well. You can still target your enemies like normal, but you can also deviate from your targets, you know, with this aiming reticle right here and go to other objects.
All you have to do here is jump the gap.
Jumping in your free running is hardly ever used. Since the free running already puts you on this fixated path, the only times you will ever jump is if your character awkwardly pauses, like right there. And even then, if your character can make a jump, then it will just do it for you automatically. And if you can't make the jump and you try to manually jump, you just won't make it. So,
Synchronization levels look good now. We should be able to build the world. Time to find out what the temple wants from you.
And now we get to play as our ancestor, Haytham Kenway.
Sir. Everything all right, sir?
Yes, fine. I'm just preoccupied, that's all.
Don't forget your invitation. Master Birch will be meeting you inside.
Thank you.
Where shall I retrieve you once you're done?
Front of the Opera House. And be quick about it. Don't expect to be here long.
I'll bring her round at once.
Invitation, please. Shall I take your coat, sir?
Such salting.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are requested to kindly find your seats.
Good evening, sir. This way, please.
My apologies.
Evening, Haytham.
Reginald?
I can't tell you how happy I was to hear they'd mounted this revival. Gay's best work by far. Have you seen it before?
Once. My father brought me here as a child. Though I remember little of it. I don't suppose tonight will afford me the luxury of a proper viewing either.
No, I'm afraid it won't. On to business, then. Do you see him?
And a statesman because he's so great, thinks his trade as honest as mine. A lawyer is an honest employment, so is mine.
He's seated in one of the boxes above.
The stairs are watched. You'll need to find another way up.
And for 'tis but fitting that we should protect
I already have.
since we live by 'em.
Sir, Black Mall had sent word her trial comes on in the afternoon, and she hopes you will order matters so as to bring her off.
As the wench is very active and industrious, You may satisfy
1,000
that
pardons.
I'll soften the evidence.
My apologies.
Tom Cagg, sir, is found guilty.
A lazy dog. When I took him the time before, I told him what would come to if he did not mend his hand. This is death without reprieve.
Because this is my second attempt at recording this, the database entries don't pop up on your HUD. And as such, they don't give you the option to access them, which, when they do come up, I won't be accessing them anyway, because it disrupts gameplay in a very jerking manner. I will be showing the databases in the extras video after each section of Assassin's Creed 3, and I'll be taking care to leave out the spoilers, because there are massive spoilers in a lot of the databases in this game. But hey, nice way to introduce an assassination, by climbing around the balconies of an opera house where absolutely nobody can see you. Especially not the target, who's sitting directly across from you. And now a new gameplay mechanic, lockpicking. It's nothing really special. It's about as tedious of a process as it looks. Oh, getting wasted before going on stage. Fantastic.
Jeremy's really burning on the boards tonight.
This is a really interesting way of sneaking backstage, Hatham.
Hatham. You should have come to me. We would have found another way. Yes. But then you would have known. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. As am I.
And now, let's get the hell out of here.
Stateside balcony! Hurry! Come, please! Over there!
That man there! Seize him!
Whatever's happened?
A man was killed! But I've done no wrong! I swear it! Any weapons?
I beg your pardon. Did you notice anyone?
Gentle pushing is now mapped to the A button, which I suppose makes sense, as opposed to holding the B button to gently push as you fast walk, but it still kind of deviates from the puppeteering concept we've all come to know and love with previous Assassin's Creed games. I suppose it makes more sense than pickpocketing somebody as you walk past them just by holding the A button, which is supposed to control the legs.
Where are you going?
I pickpocket with my legs all the time, actually, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'll search it over here. You search down there. Very well. If you find anyone, give a shout.
And that should be it for this section. Enjoy the cutscene, and I will see you guys next time.
And how was the opera?
Rather dull, truth be told.
Shall we be off then?
Aye. To Fleet and Bride.
By your command.
Fascinating. Gentlemen, I hold in my hand a key. And if this book is to be believed, it will open the doors of a storehouse built by those who came before.
Ah, yes. Those who ruled, reigned, and vanished from the world. Do we know what it is that will be held within?
It could contain certain knowledge. Perhaps a weapon, or something as yet unknown, unfathomable in its construction and purpose. It could be any of these things, or none of them. They are still an enigma, these precursors. But of one thing I am certain. Whatever waits behind those doors shall prove a great boon to us all.
Or our enemies, should they find it first.
They won't. You've seen to that.
I assume you know where this storehouse is?
Ah, Mr. Harrison.
Gentlemen.
How fare your calculations?
I believe the site lies somewhere within this region.
That's a lot of ground to cover.
My apologies. Were that I could be more accurate.
That's all right. It suffices for a start. And that is why we've called you here, Master Kenway. We'd like for you to travel to America, locate the storehouse, and take possession of its contents.
I'm yours to command. Although a job of this magnitude will require more than just myself.
Of course. Upon this paper are the names of 5 men sympathetic to our cause. Each is also uniquely suited to aid you in your endeavor. With them at your side, you will want for nothing.
Well, then I'd best be on my way.
I knew our faith in you was not misplaced. We booked you passage to Boston. Your ship leaves at dawn. Go forth, Hatham, and bring honor to us all.